Hello and welcome back to the Metamystic Show. It's Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. In my truest form, the Hermit. Humiliation ritual backfires. With the star. You know, the Hermit has his lantern with him wherever he goes, right? And he carries the star within that lantern. It's what lights his way, representing that he has a crystal clear picture of where he's going. How do you think the guy climbs so many mountains? Humiliation ritual backfired because the humiliation ritual was done against someone who is wise. I'm seeing an owl. You could like owls. You could be drawn to owls. One time I had an experience where this white owl in the middle of the road, it just stared right at me and something went into me. It was like an atlas was downloaded into my soul and I was never the same. You could be somebody that connects with animal totems. You're very connected to the signs, synchronicities, and symbols. You're always looking for answers. You're a seeker. The Hermit is a seeker. He can also be a scribe. He's somebody who collects little bits and bobs along the way. He takes different souvenirs from wherever he travels to, and he keeps them as memoirs and memorabilia of what he's learned. So let this experience be just another lesson. So we're going to get 3 cards today. And we're going to unpack what's happened here, because the only person that should be humiliated is the person or the people who tried this on a hermit like yourself. Just pretend like you don't get the joke. Make them explain themselves. They think you're so stupid? Jokes start to lose their meaning when somebody has to explain it in front of a group. It seems less funny the more they explain it, and people begin to question, that actually seems a little mean, or that person actually seems a little cold. I'm seeing the Queen of Swords. That person actually seems like they're obsessed with that person. Why are they so obsessed with that person? Why are they trying to bring that person down so bad and publicly shame them? Well, it's a good question. That's why it's a ritual. For some here, you were part of a cult. Not that you were part of a cult, but somebody was part of a cult and they picked you as the one that they wanted to. I wanted to say the word assassin, but this is for entertainment purposes only. 1, 2, and 3. You could have gone back and forth in your head about this person and been like, or this situation, and been like, I don't know if I have this right. Are they really my competitor? Are they competing with me? What's going on here? Ace of Pentacles, you could have been like offered something over this person and they could be getting revenge on you for that. You could have completed something with the world and now you're starting anew with the Ace of Pentacles. Now, before we get into these cards, I want to take a minute, and you can skip beyond this if you don't want to listen to it. But for those of you who want to look into what a humiliation ritual is and what is the point, I want to take a minute to explain this because this gets thrown around quite a bit. And this is a very serious crime. In my opinion, it is a crime, and it can be criminally. This can be something that you can be arrested for, depending on the severity, depending on the amount of slander, depending on if this became like physical, etc. What is a humiliation ritual? A humiliation ritual is a deliberate act or set of practices, often within a social or cultural context. This is usually within a group. Very, very rare that it would be like a one-on-one thing. If it is in a narcissistic, abusive relationship, that would be my only caveat to this. And I find that humiliation rituals happen very often in narcissistic dynamics. But you will find that if you're dealing with a narcissist, they will usually bring other people in, whether it's a third party, whether it's a sexual third party, or it's like a family member or a friend that they can get to gang up on you. So keep that in mind. A humiliation ritual, it's designed to degrade, shame, or dishonor an individual or a group. Humiliation rituals are intentional. They're not accidental or simply embarrassing experiences, because somebody might say, oh, you were just embarrassed, like just forget about that. This is not that. This is not like you tripping and dropping your like salad in the lunch cafeteria at work. Like this is an intentional act that somebody used, probably in front of a group, to degrade, shame, or humiliate you. It's planned and performed with the specific intention of causing humiliation. Humiliation rituals usually occur in front of others in a public or social context. They emphasize the social aspect of degradation and the impact on the individual's reputation or standing within a group or society. Now, that I find that to be one of the most common. It's a power play for the most part. Because if you guys are doing like well in your life, if you are, I'm seeing the 6 of Wands, if you are upgrading, you're glowing up spiritually, you're shining, your aura is just, I'm seeing it lighting up a room, and I'm seeing so much envy surrounding those who are these seekers like you guys are with the Hermit. Now, the Hermit's not flashy. The Hermit wears a hood. The Hermit's in the darkness. The Hermit has his lantern. The Hermit's in the cave. The Hermit's figuring out what life means. That's what the Hermit is doing. What life means is what the Hermit is doing. So I just had to repeat that again for those in the back, because there are people here that are confused. There are people here that think that you think you're better than them, when in reality, you were minding your own business and they tried to humiliate you in front of a group. Now, if this is a group of energy vampires, especially if this is connected to any sort of a cult, an organization, a group, energy vampires, they like to gang up on one target because it makes it easier to feed. Everybody agrees on the target. They have a plan. They humiliate the person. They bring the person down a peg. The person feels terrible about themselves. And in some more extreme cases, the person will create their own tower moments in their lives. And so this group can continue to feed off of this person for a prolonged period of time, right? So it's like, I find that humiliation rituals, energy vampires and people who wish to dominate and they seek control, above all, it's a Machiavellian mindset where it's win at all costs. It's the 5 of Swords. So if you're surrounded by energies like that, and a lot of us are, because we are actually looking for the truth of life, and when you're looking for the truth of life, what's going to be there? The lies, the liars, right? Because light and dark, yes, they're polarities, but just like the yin and yang, they are one. So you're actually in the right place. why do people do these things? I already touched on it a little bit, and we're going to get to the cards, guys. I'm not going to do like a full lesson on this. I just wanted to give people a little bit of like grounded, real world, like, what does this mean, instead of just like a bunch of conspiracy theories about rappers and what they do to gain fame and stuff like that, and the Illuminati. I'm not saying that I disagree, but that's not really what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about this has happened to you, who this is applying to. You know what I'm saying? So why do they do these humiliation rituals, aside from the spiritual aspect, which I believe is energy vampirism, to gain your life force, to take it for their own? But usually if we're not focusing on that, it has to do with overpowering you. It's power dynamics. They want to take you down because they want to lift themselves up, and they want to step on your back to do that. And they want to hear the crack of every part of your spine as they do it. These rituals often reflect and reinforce existing power imbalances, with the humiliator asserting dominance over the victim. Humiliation rituals can range from relatively mild social exclusion, I'm going to get into some examples of what this can look like, to severe physical and psychological torment. This is just Google, y'all. You know what I mean? This is not some crazy website or something like that. This is just, you know what I'm saying? All right. Now, why do people do this stuff? It's for control. It's to cause people to conform and to create a groupthink scenario. If this is like a cult setting, if this is a religion, if this is political, if this is a group like a coven or something like that, they want everyone to think the same. And the second that anyone gets out of line, they may do a humiliation ritual on this person to create a sense of weird, like, backwards camaraderie. It's like a trauma bond. Societies may use humiliation rituals to enforce conformity and deter deviancy. Group cohesion. In some cases, humiliating activities and initiation rites like hazing are used to build loyalty and camaraderie within a group. We see that with like sororities and fraternities and all that, right? And sports even, right? We see that. So, also, another reason why humiliation rituals are used, and think about it this way, this could be in a one-on-one romantic relationship here. This is like classic textbook narcissistic, degrading behaviors to make you lose your self-esteem. And I'm hearing your will to live, trigger warning. You know what? I'm just going to pop a trigger warning on this whole episode while I'm here. Let's bring out TW. Honk honk. This is not a joke. These are people's lives that have been fucked with, and spirit doesn't take this lightly. So we're going to get into it further. I just want to give a few examples of how this can look, how a humiliation ritual can look in the real world. What does it feel like? What does it look like? So it's not just so metaphorical and theoretical. So here are some examples. This is an example of social exclusion and neglect. So you could have been in a situation where you were purposely ignored or overlooked. Someone could have pretended like you're not there, gave you the silent treatment, making you feel invisible, but they could have acted like you were like best friends or like close, or like these are tactics, guys, and it's in front of a group. Have you ever had a friend like this? I've had so many friends like this in the past, where they would like sleep over at my house, they would cry, they would tell me their life story, we'd be so close. Like, for some of them, I wondered if they were in love with me, to be honest, because of the way they were like trying to cuddle with me and stuff in bed. It's like they went that far. And then in public settings, they would like make fun of me. They'd laugh with their group of friends. This is mostly women for me, but men have done this to me as well. I would say I've probably gone through, I would say, at least like 20 of these that I could solidly write out in a list, and I might put it in my memoir, but I might not, because I don't really care. I've healed from a lot of it. But Another thing is being excluded from social events or conversations. This is like the Five of Pentacles. You're not invited to gatherings, you're actively excluded from conversations. Another example, being rejected or abandoned, being left alone, or having someone leave without explanation. See, these are like, it's like a ghosting tactic. Now, you might think like, oh, I got ghosted. That's not a humiliation ritual. Excuse me, confirmation. These things can range from minor things like negging, like if this is a new person that you're talking to or something like that, it might start off by them ghosting you, neglecting you, or if this is a friend, they might say like, wow, looks like you gained a little weight or something like that. Oh, I'm just kidding. Or wow, you're kind of like eating a lot. We're like going to eat dinner right after this. It's like something like that. Right? You know, and it might seem like, oh, it's not a big deal. They're just like that. They're just kind of a bitch. But, you know, I've dealt with a lot of people like that, guys, and it usually doesn't stop at one time. So just let that be a red flag to you. Because usually, if they're going to do something once, they're going to do it 100 more times, and it's going to become more and more severe because these people are usually energy vampires, whether they know it or not. Public embarrassment and ridicule. We're almost done. I just want to be thorough with this so that you have a resource if you want to know what this means. Because I see a lot of it in the tarot community, in the spiritual communities, and I just want to produce a Virgo-like resource for you today since I'm in the Hermit costume. Well, I'm not full Hermit, I'm Hermit, but being laughed at or mocked, which I've been laughed at and mocked many, many times. I'm sure you have as well. Having jokes made at your expense, being the subject of ridicule, being the target of a practical joke or prank, being tricked or deceived in a way that causes public embarrassment. Public embarrassment. This is all public. Public criticism or shaming, being publicly scolded, criticized, or humiliated. Being forced to do something embarrassing, being made to wear a sign of shame, being forced to perform humiliating acts. Another, we're almost done, guys. Manipulation and control, being manipulated or treated like an object. Being used or controlled for someone else's benefit without regard for their feelings or dignity. Being lied to or betrayed. Being deceived or taken advantage of. Being denied basic needs or respect. Being treated unfairly or denied basic human dignity. This is our last section. Physical and psychological assault. Being physically assaulted or injured. Being subjected to violence or physical harm. Being the victim of SA or harassment. Being subjected to unwanted sexual advances or abuse. Being threatened or verbally abused. Being subjected to name-calling, insults, or threats. Being the target of false accusations or rumors. Having false information spread about you. These are all examples of what humiliation ritual is. Now, for some, I will say this. Why do these people do this? If we're talking spiritual, I would say for the most part, it's either energy vampirism to feed off of your shame. Shame is one of the most powerful emotions you could feed off of, humiliation and shame. It's like very visceral. It's like the juiciest possible supply for energy vampires, narcissists, and the like. It's either for that or it's for control. It's to assert dominance. It's power play. They wanted to usurp your authority and take you over and take you down. If this is in a career capacity, they fought dirty. They made you look like a freak. You know, they knew they couldn't just naturally shine and do things the right way, so they resorted to this. But in more rare cases, this could be part of like a cult initiation where they're part of a cult and they needed to pick like a person to do these acts to make them seem like they are, like, think about it if it's a gang, right? This is a cult gang sort of thing where it's like you do something and then the group sees you as like a valuable resource of the group because you were willing to do those things. So for some of you, you were a target of these humiliation rituals because this was like credits on this person's like college credits, so to speak, as part of this cult so that they could move up the ranks. Now, that's not for everybody. So let's get into these cards. I'm going to take this off because it's like 100 degrees, but I will return in a minute. Humiliation ritual backfires. And I'm going to tell you why. This is why it's always going to backfire every single time. Number one, because you are a seeker. You are a wise person. You also seek wise counsel, whether that's from your ancestors, from those you believe in, God, the universe, source, gods, goddesses, and deities, teachers, mentors in the 3D world. That's hermit type behavior. You take everything that happens and you let it be part of your guiding light of the world with the star and the hermit. You let your wisdom guide you and be a guiding light for you in the world, number one. But number two, I'm going to read you why it's always going to backfire. And I'm literally bringing out my old minister's Bible to prove my point. Because although I no longer am a minister, I still believe in many of the things that were taught within the realm of Christ consciousness, which I personally believe is a different thing than Christianity. I believe Christ was a Christ. If you want to look a little bit more into this concept, Richard Rohr wrote a book called The Universal Christ, where he talks about this sort of a concept that Christ was one Christ of many. Jesus himself said, "You are little Christs." That's where the term Christian came from to begin with, that we were little Christs. So we're going to look at 1 Corinthians 1:27. Now, the way that I always have it memorized in my head is God uses the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. See, these people who perform these humiliation rituals, they think they're wiser than you, smarter than you, better than you. But what does God do? The universe, you can replace God with whatever you're comfortable with. What does God do? God uses the foolish things, people like us that are just out here being fools, like the fool in the tarot. We're really living life viscerally. We're here to live and to experience, to explore and to understand who I'm talking to. So they might think you're a fool. Lucky for us, God uses fools all the time to change the world. God uses the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, but let me read it word for word. 1 Corinthians 1:27. But God has chosen the foolish things of the world to put to shame. We're talking about shame today, humiliation rituals. God has chosen the foolish things of the world to put to shame the wise. And God and it's wise in parentheses. This is like they're being mocked here. God uses the foolish things of the world to confound the people that think that they're wise, that think that they're above God, that think that they can just step on people and use them to their advantage and drain them of their energy, right? And God has chosen the weak things of the world to put to shame the things that are mighty. And the base things of the world and the things which are despised, God has chosen. People despise you, good. That means you're chosen. And the things which are not, you feel like you have nothing, you feel like you're in the Five of Pentacles, you feel like Seven of Swords, people have fucked you over time after time. This message is for you. And the things which are not, to bring to nothing the things that are. That no flesh, that no person should glory in the presence of God. Let me read one more sentence. But for those of you who are like Christ, like God, like the universe, but of him you are in Christ Jesus, who became for us wisdom from God, and righteousness and sanctification and redemption, that it is written, he who glories, let him glory in the Lord. Now he's saying he wants to bring down and bring low the people who are proud, but to the people that he lifts up, which is who I'm speaking to today, he wants us to be in his glory with him. Selah on that, right? You don't have to be a religious for this to apply. Again, I'll say that. Just replace everything I've said with universe, source, divine consciousness, your god, goddesses, or deities that you serve and that you connect with, because it's all the same message across the board, in my opinion. So let's look at these cards. Remember, we have the Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I feel, guys, because you are so what I just explained here, you went back and forth in your mind if you were right about some intuitive hits that you were getting about a person or a group, wondering if you were right that they were trying to beat you down, that they were in competition with you. Now I'm seeing for some of you here, this person could not stand to see you rise, with some sort of Saturnian themes here. Saturn and Jupiter is what we have. With the world and the devil, those are themes of Saturn, right? So, and with the King of Pentacles especially, this is like money, business, career, right? So for a lot of people here, I'm seeing that you were offered some sort of opportunity over a person, so they wanted to get revenge on you. I'm seeing, I know that's a specific message, but I feel like for some, with these cards proving it, that's what this is. Now, this Jupiter energy talks about expansion, the Wheel of Fortune. This could be, I'm hearing the words evil family members that wanted you to always be like, I don't know, well, I don't know, for the rest of your life. Like, you don't know who you are, you don't know what you want, keeping you in this abused state of mind. Because you could have grown up like me, where you've gone through so many of these humiliation rituals that it became an identity that you wore like a cloak. Now, if that's not you, thank the Lord, right? But if you identify with that in any way, this part of the message is for you. That there was a competitive group that saw your light from the time you were young. They were in direct competition with you. I'm talking like you were a kid, they were adults, right? It created this competitive energy that you were just like, I'm literally seeing an example of like a little girl sitting in the grass picking those little yellow dandelions and just like sitting outside like by herself, just kind of like looking around, seeing a little bunny over there, bunny. And these people were like looking at this little girl as competition. Make it make sense? Not that for everybody, because for some of you, this competition was in a dynamic of a relationship, a romantic one. You could have had a partner that wanted to be the one that was the prize in the situation, and they were seeing you doing well, expanding. Like, you could have even gotten like some sort of opportunity, like to travel or a promotion at work, or this has something to do with Saturn and Jupiter energy here, which is expansion, it's money, it's business. It can also be like it's ninth and 10th house themes, travel, philosophy. Like, you could have insulted this person's intelligence just by being who you are. For some of you, this is not a romantic thing. This is you just being who you are. You didn't understand that just by talking, you were intimidating people. I'm seeing people hating you because you know things. Simple as that. I'm going to keep it simple. Anything else, Spirit? For some of you, this has to do with like a pregnancy. And there's really like terrible energy like wanting you to not have like a happy life and a family and like have a baby and stuff. So just protect yourself, guys. Protect yourself. There's some weird people out here. Could even have something to do with I want to have a baby before her. It's like people feel like you're outgrowing them, you're outshining them just by literally minding your own goddamn business, living your life, guys. You're not trying to do this. I'm not seeing you guys gloating or like thinking you're like so amazing. And you know what I'm saying? Like this is hermit behavior. Some of you, like me, you could have literally gone dark on the freaking internet. Or like pulled out from like all your friends and family and we're just like, I need to get away from here. I need a break. I need space. And I love you guys. And I'm so glad to be here. It's not you guys. It's just, yeah, I'm just saying. Right? Takes a lot to bully me off the internet. Just know that. Card number 1 is the Lovers. This person could have been a Gemini. Card number 2, we have the 6 of Cups. This could be somebody from your past. I'm going to get into more detail. Card number 3 is the Ace of Wands. Just to clarify, this person could have directly been a Gemini for you. Hey, I know a lot of Geminis, so, and we have the Hermit at the bottom of this deck. Now, it's obviously not a Gemini for everybody. With the Lovers, it could be a lover. This could be an ex from your past. This could be about a choice that you made. This could be about you starting a new beginning. You made a choice to have a new beginning. You made a choice to be higher vibrational. You made a choice to be different than you used to be. It could be as simple as that. You just raised your vibration and now you're different than you used to be. And that's some sort of a grave sin or offense. It's like people grow, people change. See, they want you in the 2 of Pentacles. They want you to just be like, oh, I don't know. I'm just out here flapping in the wind. It's like for some of you here, you left a group that was toxic. 8 of Cups, 3 of Cups, Devil. You could have gone back and forth in your mind about that. Am I right about this? You're very intuitive. You were right. You were right to leave if you did. Now, I want to get into this a little bit further. The Lovers, the 6 of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. Hey, Geminis, you gotta restore my faith in Geminis because literally every single Gemini I know has turned on me to the point of like, I don't even have words for how much pain the few Geminis in my mind have caused me. Like, just the sort of pain that you're in therapy for like 10 years over. So, and I know not all Geminis are like that, and I'm a Gemini midheaven. Like, I love Gemini energy. I love to learn. I love intellect. I love thoughts. I love communication. But there's nothing like a two-faced person. And if you're a Gemini, I'm sorry. I'm not saying you are two-faced. I'm saying in the shadow, this is some of the scariest energy you will ever see. I mean, our president's a Gemini. So it's not a political statement, just a comment. So let's look at the Lovers. For me, Gemini in this read, it's not just about a Gemini. It's Gemini energy. Like this could be friends, siblings, a social group, communication, texts, gossip. You know, you could have been slandered on. Like, there was a plan here. See, and that was the most important distinction of what is a humiliation ritual. It's intentional, it's planned out, it's premeditated. You get more years in prison if something is premeditated than if it's like an accident. See, somebody sat and plotted how can I hurt this person? How can I take action with the King of Wands to get this person? Because see how the Hermit has his back turned to whoever this King of Wands is, this aggressor, this proud aggressor that wanted to see you cry, that wanted to see you hurt. I'm hearing they wanted to see you eat dirt. I'm seeing you on the ground. I'm seeing you playing baseball specifically, and you like slide into home base, and as you do, this person does something that causes you to trip and you slam your face into the ground, and I'm seeing like one of your teeth gets like something happens where there's blood everywhere all over your face, and this person's just like smiling, and all, like the coach is running over, everybody's running over from the team, oh my god, are you okay? And this person could be a sibling, they could be a friend, they could be a Gemini, right? But it doesn't have to be, guys. It doesn't have to be. Because with Virgo and the Lovers, we have Virgo and Gemini here, which is both Mercury energy. So it's communication. Like, humiliation rituals have a lot to do with speaking down on somebody, degrading somebody, but it's also physical acts with the King of Wands. So it's like Queen of Swords, King of Wands is the perfect mixture for a humiliation ritual. And this person could claim to be like spiritual or benefic. Like, this person could be a leader of a community. This person could be very intelligent. I'm not saying they're not. See, that's the thing. It's like, but they were insulted by your intelligence. They wanted to take you down because they hated that you were a match to them. Instead of seeing it as like, oh my God, like, we should join forces. Like, we're actually on the same level, the same wavelength. They looked at you as a competitor. And this could be anybody to you, right? This person was heartbroken, and I said this in my last reading, the one right before this. Yeah, this is a bonus reading this week, guys. The full moon in Capricorn reading that I just did right before this one. I think it's number 180. I talked about this woman here, that she weaponizes like sympathy. Like, she wants sympathy above all. She wants empathy. She wants people to, this is what she wants. She wants dominance and control over everybody because she didn't get to have that. So she secretly and covertly, this person could be a covert narcissist. I'm not diagnosing. I'm just saying what I've seen in this energy. It seems like a covert narcissist. So just, and that is not a technical psychological term that psychologists use. This is internet slang. So take it with a grain of salt, right? But see, that's just an example. It's like this person would be like, covert narcissist. That's not even like a technical term. It's like, I just explained that it wasn't a technical term. See, this person, they hate you. You know what I'm saying? And this could be somebody close to you, a friend, a sibling, somebody you've been in communication with, right? Like, this is like close to home, guys. That's why this shit is crazy. Remember my Herman, I almost said documentary. Yeah, you could be like, somebody could be so jealous of you that you are like creating things. You're a very creative individual, and they hate this about you. They hate this about you. They want to dominate and control you. They can't stand to see your light, so they wanted to conduct a plan to take you down. But anyways, so the Herman episode, it's called I Cracked the Code, and we talk about what the code is, and the word crazy is in it. What I'm talking about today could be one aspect of a much bigger plan that has to do with making you seem crazy. Like, you're the crazy one. Like, you're the evil one. Like, you're the narcissist when you were the victim in the situation. See, what these people do is they get a bunch of people way ahead of time. They start planting seeds. They start talking about things. They start saying things that they're doing about you, so that this group already has, like, I mean, it could even be like months or years of information in their brains about you. So in their head, I was just watching a video the other day about a psychologist talking about this. This is how people can manipulate, is they get people to already make up their mind about you before they even get to know you, so that if somebody asks about you, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that person's like a bitch, or that person's crazy, or that person's a narcissist, or that person is like psychotic in some way. Like, did you hear what they did to so and so? Oh my god, poor so and so. 3 of swords, like they were just trying to like assert dominance and authority over this person because they didn't want to see them expand and grow. But I mean, God, this person, they're such a fucking victim. Like, it's crazy what this person did to this other person." So it's like you could just be like walking into the room and all these people are like, "Oh my God, there she is. She's crazy. He's a fucking, he's psychotic. He's paranoid. She's a bitch. She's a liar. Did you hear what she did? She slept with the boss." And it's like, you're like gay. You know what I'm saying? It's like crazy. It's like crazy shit, guys. This person, sorry, it's 100 degrees in here. Because this is the reason why I'm able to just say this stuff so confidently, guys, is because it's a pattern. It's not just like one scenario. Like, these are patterns. This is a thing that exists, and you could line up 10 different cases and you can see the overlaps in all of them, even with different details, different socioeconomic backgrounds, different races, nationalities. Like, this is different locations, different genders. Like, this is pretty much across the board. It's like they all read the same handbook, they all go to the same demon school. I don't know, but yeah. But this is the main point with the star, is that you just being yourself irks people like this because they want to be the star. And if they're not the star, they'll take the star down by any means necessary with the emperor. It's a Machiavellian ancient war tactic and strategy that's been used for thousands of years, right? So let's look at the lovers. The Judgment card. Technically, it was in the reverse with the moon. See, this person, it's like they have, I'm seeing them taking so many precautions. Like, they've done this before. Like, they're an old pro, guys. They've betrayed people many times in the dark and gotten away with it. I'm seeing the Six of Wands again, and that came through like 2 readings ago now. So this person's used to winning. And what I'm seeing here with the lovers and the Judgment card is they are not going to awaken. Like, you could have been put into a situation where you have this high vibrational energy with the lovers. I mean, maybe you're a Gemini, and I am sorry to Geminis, guys. It's just my dad, my sister, my grandma, a close friend, multiple people that I know have just, it's like there's nothing like the pain of a Gemini stabbing you in the back, I feel, because I don't want to say they don't care. It's just with Geminis, I feel like, and I have a lot of Mercury in my chart, guys. Yes, it's Virgo, but I get it. Like, I get Gemini. But there's something about it that sometimes it like scares me because they actually are not. The Geminis I have known and have done this stuff to me, it's like I will be crying, pouring out my heart to them, and they will just be sitting there like cold as ice, like they literally do not know what you're talking about. And they mean it. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like they actually mean it. Like, Geminis are such social creatures that they might even forget that they felt that way or forget that that happened because they just kind of go from like thing to thing. And that is part of what I love about Gemini, is that they are always just kind of like going to the next thing. They know a lot of people, they have a lot of groups, like they're the life of the party, they're social. I love Gemini energy. I'm just saying, in the shadow, it scares me because they will look dead in your soul and be like, I do not know what you're saying to me right now. Like, you are actually crazy. I did not say that. I did not do that. And this is what's wild. I feel like because Gemini is so smart, because they're so intelligent and they understand communication and they understand so many things about like social cues in the world and how to run through the world, that they might have even convinced themselves that that's not true to avoid an awakening. I'm not saying all these people are terrible people, guys. I'm saying they're jealous and envious of you. And some of them have like entity attachments with the devil. We got it a couple times where these entities, it's like they are the ones feeding off of your energy, not even the person. The person is a slave to the devil. They're a slave to the entities, right? So it's like they might, honest to God, look at you in the eye and be like, I do not know what you're saying. I did not do that. I did not say that. I have no animosity against you. And they have convinced themselves in their mind that that is true. See, they like lie to themselves and they believe the lie, but like the evidence is right here. And for some of them, they had something going on for a really long time and they kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it because their judgment's off, guys, in some way. This does not have to be a Gemini, guys. I just had to explain why I feel the way I do because I know a lot of Geminis in a very close way that I have not been able to get through to one of them. So if you're a Gemini, like, I would love to hear from you. Because high vibrational Gemini energy is the freaking lovers, dude. This is like some of the highest vibrational energy. It connects the world. You are like the World Wide Web. You connect people beyond what any other energy can. This is some of the most powerful energy in the universe when it's used wisely. We have a lot of energy in Gemini right now as well. So that could also be coming up that this is a collective read on the astrology. Because there's something about, it's like this person has hidden the betrayal from their own heart. I don't know what that is. I don't know. And it's not to give an excuse. It's just to say, well, let me ask, what is this judgment in the reverse? Their judgment is like not... The cards just want to fly all over the place. It's like this person does not want me to talk about this 5 of Swords with the 3 of Swords. See, guys, the evidence is right here, though. This is them talking smack. This is them winning at all costs. This is the Machiavellian energy. Again, this person does not have to be a Gemini. Now, I wish I didn't say that. It's just an indicator for me as a reader because I have these like heartbreaking experiences with Geminis. Like... And I've always loved Geminis, and I always have said that they're one of my favorite signs. So it's like, I feel like God sends me Geminis. But anyways. So this person or people, it's like they broke you down, they humiliated you, they won at all costs, and they're not willing to look at that. So that's where we're at with that. It's like they're just not willing to look at it at all. They just want to play the victim and say, I wasn't asserting my authority and dominance over them. I just am the best. And they took that to heart. I'm just the best, and they couldn't handle that. It's like everything that they did to you, they're saying you did to them. So just keep that in mind, guys. I would just stay away from people like this. There's no convincing them, especially if they're like religious or they have some sort of a like superiority complex with the Hierophant and the Emperor, where they could even have a group that like I'm hearing can be summoned. They have a group that does like listen to them and obey them, and they are under their dominion in some way, whether it's energetic or this is literally like a boss or this is a spiritual advisor of some kind or whatever. It's like this person, it's going to be very, very hard to take this person down. And so I would just not recommend that, guys. What's the fucking point of that? back to the Hermit. Let's just get back to what matters instead of spending our lives trying to prove that we're right and that we're victims and they did these things to us. That's what they want. The best revenge is no revenge at all. It's just moving on with your life. I would suggest, and this is my opinion, and we'll get cards, detach, get away in any way you can. I would not try to. I've tried for like 25 years, guys. Like, I've tried everything I possibly know to do in situations like this. So of course you're more than willing to try. It's your life. But I'm just saying, it's like these people, they might even be believing their own lies and then justifying it by some sort of spiritual belief or some sort of like, I deserve that, or this is my place, or some sort of Machiavellian war strategy that's like winning at all costs. Like, it doesn't matter because this is just a dog-eat-dog world and that's how we get things done. And they're just over here crying while I'm over here winning. And it's just like, nobody ever said anything about that. You targeted this person, you humiliated them, you shamed them, you power tripped them. Also, what? You could keep your dumb position? Why do you have to do all that to keep something? That would be my first question. Why are you doing all this? Like, aren't you busy? Like, don't you have shit to do? You're an emperor, you're a hierophant. Don't you have people's like lives to change? Places to go, people to see? Or are you literally just spending your life dominating people, power tripping people, humiliating people for what? Sport? Clarify the 6 of Cups. The 7 of Pentacles. It's like these people from your past it's like they're confounded. The foolish things of the world confound the wise. Like, they cannot put 2 and 2 together. They're trying to put together all the plot points on how you got to where you got, guys, with the Empress. Like, how did they get here? How did they make that money? How did they glow up? How did they become a divine figure? Like, how did they do this? Well, with the Justice card, it's part of your justice. It's part of just your birthright. But you also have a team of highly spiritual beings that work on your behalf to get you to where you belong. And yes, it's been hard, but you've done things the right way. And there's people here that just cannot understand. They're like, how did collective do this? And guys, this might be something that you're coming into over time. So this message is saying, do not give up. Do not get distracted by this person or people. I would just dust your shoulders off, baby, and just move forward. Because that's what an empress would do. An empress is bullied. She'll just leave, guys. An empress is being treated like crap in a relationship. She has plenty of other people that would be more than happy to be there. If this is a job, there's plenty of jobs. Doesn't see her worth, she'll find something else. A bad environment, well, she'll just look online today and get something by next week. That's Empress. Don't let these people intimidate you, scare you, cause you to lose your self-esteem. And if any of those things have happened, I am living proof. I have built my self-esteem back up from nothing year by year over time. And here I am today. I'm not saying it's some like that I've like reached the pinnacle of something, but it's the pinnacle for me. This is my pinnacle, and you have a pinnacle as well. Just like with the Hermit, the pinnacle at the top of the mountain. What's your mountain? Spirit gave me this phrase and I forgot to say it. Are you ready for the next stage? And I literally had the Empress on that question when I was, excuse me guys, when I was pulling cards for this reading, trying to kind of get the message together. Are you ready for the next stage? Because for some of you, you are becoming an Empress right now. And this situation was meant to deter you from the real plot. See, these people are looking at all these plot points. How do they this? How do they that? Let's look at their next move. Let's see what they're going to do next. They are obsessed with you. Some of these people that claim to hate you so much and stuff, it's like they're secretly in love with you, or they want to be friends with you, or they're your family and they wish that they could be close to you again. But it's like they can't help but be inflamed by the devilish entities that just want to destroy you. It's like every time they're around you, they could miss you while you're away, and then every time they're around you, they're like thinking of the next plot and plan. So what can we do, guys? We can't just keep succumbing to that. I mean, of course we can, and I did for many years, but I wouldn't recommend it, guys, because it beats down your self-esteem. I'm seeing the Five of Pentacles again and again and again, and it reinforces that shame and that humiliation. And it makes you feel like you are that, when it's really they are forcing their shame into you. That was a reading that I did. Ace of Wands is the Five of Cups. See, for some of you, you walked away and you're starting a new beginning, or this is something that if you decide to walk away, your new beginning is right around the corner and they are so sad about this. Or this is you just sad with the whole situation, which I don't blame you. Yeah, for some of you, you walked away. Yeah, King of Wands and Emperor. I mean, that couldn't be any more like inflamed with ego in the negative polarity. With the plan card, it's like this person, they're already making plans, guys. Some of you with the Emperor and the Empress, this might be a lover where they feel like you can't leave them, you belong to them, you're their property, you're never going to get away, they're always going to find another plan to get you back. For some of you, you're like pregnant with another person with the Ace of Pentacles from the beginning, you know, or some of you have another person, or some of you have moved on to a different thing, and like you could have quit a job, or you could have like left some sort of a player in the dust, or I don't know, man. But in the negative, these cards together, this is like ego on ego on ego, man. Five of Cups with the Nine of Cups. Guys, even if you're sad now, moving away with the Eight of Cups, not only is there a new beginning, but you're going to be so happy that you detach from this energy, because this might not even be your energy, guys. This might be their energy, their shame, their regret, their sadness, their depression, all their stuff. You think it's yours, so you don't really want to leave because you're like, well, maybe I'll not find anything better or anyone better, or these are the only people I know. It's my family, it's my flesh and blood, it's my close friends. Like, I've had this job for 15 years. Well, guys, look, this is showing. Nine of Cups. You will eventually feel like this Ace of Wands opportunity is a wish come true for you. Because for some of you, going back to the beginning of the reading with the Ace of Pentacles, this is part of that opportunity. You could have taken some sort of opportunity on, and it could just have been to make your life better, a spiritual opportunity that Spirit offered you to like make your life better. You took it, and then immediately this situation came in, or the people around you started acting different or funny, or they started you. This would be my advice. I would just get away from people like this. I would not try to fight them. I wouldn't try to, oh, I'll show them. I'll show them who's really in charge, because then you're just in the same energy. And this is my opinion. We are free to do whatever we want, right? But I find that the highest spiritual path to take is always that hermit road. It's back to the seeker's path again. It's like you could feel alone. You could feel like, how could this happen to me again? Or why is this happening? It's better to think about all of that stuff away from people like this while you are on the train, on the plane, on the road, reading books about it, listening to podcasts, learning, understanding, and then integrating that wisdom into yourself to use at a later date. I have just never found one time that it has been good for me to... I'm not saying don't stand up for yourself now, but this is not that, guys. This is not just like standing up for yourself or correcting somebody. Like that's not who I am. Like you said this was who I am. That's not who I am. Because if the person's healthy, they'll be like, you know what? I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're a normal, healthy person, and I shouldn't say normal, if they're a healthy person, they will either compromise, or even if they don't compromise, they'll at least hear you out, and you might be able to still stay in that relationship, friendship, job, community. But if this is somebody that's willing to win at all costs, they have to be the star, they have to be the center of attention, they have to be the one that's in control. Like, if they are the one that just has to... What? If they're the one that has to be those things, and they surround themselves by yes men or people that they feel are less than them, people they feel are like, this gets really sick, but people that they feel are needy or that they can take advantage of in some way, or that they feel are easy to manipulate or to control, guys, I just wouldn't waste my precious time and energy. I just wouldn't. Right? With people like this. Because trust me, I've tried. I have over-explained. I have desperately done everything I possibly could with people like this, guys. Because for a lot of us that are resonating with this message, these people are narcissistic. They can't, with the judgment in the reverse, guys, I don't even know if they can see the truth, because they're hiding from their own awakening, their own lies, their own betrayals, their own enlightening. Like, they don't want to look at what they have done, because all they think, like, a narcissistic brain is different. All they're thinking in their head is how to win, how to dominate, how to control, because that's how they feel safe. That's how they feel that things are meant to be. And anything, and I mean anything, that gets in the way of that perspective must be stopped, must be thwarted, must be taken down, must be humiliated to take them down a peg. It's like a robot, guys. Like, they're just acting in a programming. Some of them are doing it subconsciously and would literally call you crazy to your face by calling them out. Or if they feel like you're actually a threat and that people might start to listen to you, they're going to start a smear campaign on you. So just why? Just from somebody who's had so many experiences with these sorts of people, why? Why bother? Why waste your energy? Move on to your Empress stage. For some of you, this is a test from Spirit. You are elevating, and they want to see, how bad do you want this? Do you really want this? Because you're going to have to come up against people like this. You're going to have to face these sorts of things, face insecurities in yourself. People are going to mirror things to you that make you question yourself, that make you feel, am I good enough? Am I the best? It's not about being the best, but I'm just saying, if you come up against people that believe they are the best, and it's in like a competitive field, or it's in a relationship, or it's in a friendship, they think they're say it's a friend, they think they're better than you in every way. Say it's a partner, they think like they're the prize. What are you gonna do, man? Because for me, that's just, there's not much I can do in those situations. No matter how hard I try to get them to see my point of view or my perspective or whatever, I've just not had luck in any one of those situations. And I have been learning this stuff for so many years now. I've read so many books, I've listened to so many podcasts. I've watched so many YouTube videos trying to learn, trying to desperately understand what I can do to get them to see things differently, or to get them to love me, or to get them to just accept me as I am. And it's just, all it's done is led me to a darker and darker place with less self-esteem, hating myself, into addictions, into self-harm. Like, I've only found bad things when I've tried to fight people that are not willing to look in the mirror. So if we just focus on looking in the mirror ourselves, we'll ask ourselves the question, what am I even doing here? The universe has something better for me. I don't have to prove anything. True confidence is quiet. Not saying we don't stand up for ourselves in certain situations. I'm just saying, in these sorts of situations, I would say the most confident thing you could do is just walk away with your dignity, your grace, and your honor. All right, back in my studio so I can do my outro. But sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on with my stuff right now. It's like freaking out when I'm doing this video, of course. So I apologize for the last 10 minutes of the video that the microphone is bad, but this is what I used to do back in the day. I would record on photo booth on my laptop, and that worked for many years. Back when YouTube was lo-fi. Any of y'all remember that? Before it was movie quality and you felt like every video had to be movie quality. Well, that's why I forced myself to do force. That's why I willfully and with all the love and Ace of Wands in my heart choose every week to do 3 episodes, is because it pushes me to just do stuff without making it perfect. So that could be a little bit on this Ace of Wands for you guys to get out of this space. Somebody could have rivaled you. A group could have rivaled you, tried to humiliate you, break you down because of this. Get back to this. That's the solution. Don't fight these people. Don't get off your path. Don't get distracted. This is what started all that to begin with. Your light, your creativity, your ability to speak, this to me is this can be a microphone, this can be a paintbrush, this can be a pen. You are someone. That's why this has happened to you. Not because you're no one, because you're someone. And that's what these people do not want you to understand. So the best thing you could possibly do is to not waste your time trying to prove yourself to anything or anyone. Just get back to this. And this could just be you living your best life, man. This is just the light, and this could be the law of attraction. This is living proof that you are who you say you are. This is my belief. I should not have to say anything about myself. If people can't see who I am without words, then they're not my people. Because that means they're trying to find things that aren't true or that they're misconstruing in order to break me down or to whatever they're trying to do. Because I live my life just like you see me here. This is my real life, guys. The stuff I say, I mean it. So I let my life speak for itself, and I would suggest you do the same, because eventually the truth will come out. When you're still who you've always been 10 years from now, what can really be said at that point? You are who you are. It's proven by your life lived. Why waste your time debating with people that they're just going to take your words and twist them? They're going to use a political word salad. They're going to dance around the topic. They're going to get a bunch of people to smear campaign you. Why? Why bother? Get back to this. The reason they hate you to begin with. Subscribe to the Metamystic. What am I doing? Am I doing my shorts? Subscribe to the Metamystic on YouTube for more readings. See, they got me all flustered, man. That's what this does. It's meant to disturb you, to distort you. I'm seeing the Tower. And that's what these humiliation rituals do. They're meant to shock you. They're meant to make you feel like you don't know yourself anymore, or wait, maybe they are right, or maybe that was that, and maybe this. And it's like I'm seeing the Seven of Cups. It's meant to make you feel unstable. They want you to have a blow up. They want you to look crazy. And it is an ego hit with the Ace of Wands in the reverse. It is really a big hit to the ego to just walk away from these situations because, it's like it lets these people win. So they think. I'm a Taurus moon. I play the long game, even though I'm not playing anything. I just, like I said, I'll let my life speak for itself. See you in 20 years. See you in 35 years. Right? That's how I live my life. I just let my life speak for itself. So anyways, yes, it is a hit to the ego. Yes, it does feel like you're just letting someone win or whatever. But just let them, guys. Just let them. This might be their only freaking thing they have to live for. You don't know. So just take your own wins. Focus on yourself. And you're going to run into so many people like this. If you are living the hermit path, which is being a seeker of wisdom and of light. So I love you guys. It's been Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. Remember, you can always listen to the Metamystic Show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. EST. Thank you to all who donate to support the show. I deeply appreciate you guys. My links to donate are always down below. I thank you all for your super stickers or whatever they're called. I don't know, as well. Hey, you know what? I'm just me. I don't really care. Some people just want to be a certain thing and want to look a certain way and stuff, and I just want to kumbaya around the fire and just look up into the stars with a couple people who understand. That's what I want. And just look at myself in the mirror. And just let myself be the only person that I'm in competition with. Am I better today than I was yesterday? That should be the only question I have for myself, in my opinion. If you want to book a personal, info is always down below. Just send me an email and I will get that reading back to you very soon after we speak, within 5 days as of now. So if you're interested, let me know. I love you guys. It's been Missy Gordon here, and I'll see you on the next one.